Target, Wake Island. From the new 7,000-foot landing strip of processed coral on Kwajalein, 4 flights of Liberators of the 7th Air Force leave their base at 7:15 hours, May 16th, to strike at Wake. At 11:30 hours, they're over the target. "100-pound general-purpose bombs are used against ACAC installations on Peacock Point. Each Liberator carries 40 bombs, which are instantaneously fused and in double suspension. All bombs are released in train on target. Various approaches are used by the Liberators to confuse the ACAC batteries. The 4 flights come in on the target from different directions and at different altitudes. Flak is moderate and inaccurate, and few ships are hit. Wake Island is under constant daily observation by Navy search planes and is raided regularly to discourage its use as an airbase. The Wake garrison has been estimated to total 6,600 men. Another formation sets out from Kwajalein on May 31st to attack anti-aircraft gun positions on Wake Island. 11 planes of a B-24 squadron take off at 1-minute intervals. Each plane carries 40 100-pound general-purpose bombs. The bomb load was concentrated in an area 5,000 feet long by 700 feet wide at Peacock Point on the southeast end of the island, where most of the ACAC guns are located. Bombing altitude is 14,500 feet to 15,500 feet. Half of the bombs are instantaneously fused, and half have delayed fuses of 1/10 of a second. They're carried in double suspension and are released in train to hit at intervals of 100 feet. Hits are well placed. While this squadron is attacking Peacock Point, another squadron strikes at Heel Point at the northeast end of the island with 2,000-pound bombs fused to explode 50 to 100 feet above the target. Anti-aircraft fire is intense, but not too accurate. The large amount of ACAC is unexpected. The Navy had attacked Wake the previous week with carrier-based planes working on gun positions. No enemy fighters have been seen in the Wake area for several months. The weather is good, and all ships return safely. The round trip from Kwajalein to Wake averages about 8 hours. At Cap de la Hague, on the very tip of the Cherbourg Peninsula, the enemy still held a heavy gun installation. 9th Air Force marauders flew the channel to silence German guns that continue to shell Cherbourg 15 miles away 2 days after the fall of the city. "500-pound bombs dropped onto the target from 2,500 feet blast the gun emplacements of this last German position on the Cherbourg Peninsula. Target, Saint-Hilaire. Air attacks against important points on the peninsula continued as the drive turned south again after Cherbourg's fall. A-20s bombed a railway bridge at Saint-Hilaire. Because the main Paris-Cherbourg rail line to the north was in Allied hands, Germans had to use this branch line to move supplies and equipment to this part of the front. The way was being opened to Saint-Lô on the main crossroads whose possession would seal the entire Normandy Peninsula at its base. Target, Roland. During a week in which the chief target was Germany's oil industry, B-17 strike at Roland's refineries on June 21st. This city harbors one of the main producing centers of synthetic oil. On the same day, other refineries at Osterborn and Bremen were being damaged extensively, and more than 1,100 heavy bombers escorted by more than 1,200 fighters were hitting Berlin in what is reported to have caused more damage than any other daylight attack. After an effective attack, the Roland bombers flew on to bases in Russia. Target, Drohobych, Poland. From their bases in Russia, the forts taxi past an old Russian biplane as on July 6th, they start their return flight to England via Italy. En route, they fly at 19,000 feet toward the shuttle target, which is Drohobych in Poland. At Drohobych, the bombs fall on large oil refineries. The principal target, a synthetic oil plant, is totally destroyed. Bomb bursts may be seen through heavy smoke at the bottom of the screen. The bombers continue on to Italy to end the second leg of the unique large-scale shuttle operation. Target, Béziers. To complete the triple play, the B-17 set out for their home base in England and en route attack targets in France. They pass over Corsica on their flight from Italy. In southern France, railroad yards at Béziers are hit. They, together with other yards at Montpellier, feel the weight of 630 tons of bombs. Then, with their Mustang escort, the forts fly north to Great Britain, completing the first England to Russia to Italy to England shuttle begun on June 21st.